Hello and welcome to this session. This is Professor Farhat, in which we will discuss the business cycles. Now, what is a business cycle? What's the big idea? Well, I want you to think of a person like you and I. Well, can you run at a constant speed? And the answer is yes, you can run at a constant speed. Can you run at this speed forever? And the answer is not really. You might have to slow down. You might be able to increase your speed sometime, but you cannot run at that same speed forever. You might get tired. You might have to slow down. You need some rest. You would recover, then you would start again. And when you start again, you might be running a little bit faster. Same thing, then you're gonna get tired. Think also of a season. We have 4 seasons. We have the spring, the summer, the fall, and the winter. And the business cycle basically follow the same concept. We have a spring where the economy begins to grow. Then we have the summer where the economy is strong and growing. Then we have the fall where the growth start to peak, start to reach the top. Then we have the winter where the economy contract. We might have a recession at that point. And this is what a business cycle is. And you can see it on the graph in front of you. It's ups and down. You would reach a peak and you would reach a trough. But if you really want to know why the business cycle exists, because overall, we're always growing. As in an economy, if you look at history, we're always growing. It's always going up. But you need to understand, people and businesses don't spend, invest, or produce at a constant rate. And as a result of that, sometimes they're optimistic, sometimes they're cautious. And because of that, the economy expand and contract over time. But overall, we are growing. So over time, over the long run, and I hope you can see this, experience this, economies tend to grow. But it never grows in a smooth straight line because sometimes we're optimistic, sometimes we're not. So a business cycle is a repeating pattern of ups and downs in an overall economic activity, which is the output, jobs, profit, and prices, measured against that growth trend. So when we grow over time, okay, we grow in waves. We grow in waves. We have an expansionary phase, and we're going to talk about this. Then we're going to have a peak. Then at some point, we are going to start to go down. Activity rises and falls around a rising trend line. This is what happened. Then output, demand, and profit, including employment, all move together. And we're going to see how they all move together. So the straight line is a steady, long growth. The wave is the cycle, and each turn of the wave moves through the same recurring phases in the same order. So you have to understand the way we move from expansionary phase, reach the peak, go down to the contractionary phase, reach a trough, then recover. It happened in that specific order, and we're going to see how the output, demand, and profit will be in each of these phases. But this is what we will discuss in this session. Each of these 5 cycles. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, farhatlectures.com.
My AI turns any lecture into a complete study system. You can create summary table, formulas, and example from each lecture. Flashcard builds from the lesson itself. A quiz build on the lesson, and as a bonus, convert any lecture into a portable short audio on the go, so it helps you with the retention. No noise, no generic responses, just clarity based on that specific lecture. Don't just watch, interact, test yourself, and retain the material using Farhat AI. Now go to farhatlectures.com now and see how the AI can help you understand, practice, and retain the material.
So starting with the 5 cycles, we have the expansion cycle, where the activity, demand, and profit rise and employment fall. This is where we're growing. Then we reach the peak. The peak is the top, the high point. Capacity strained, cost and prices rising. We're going to dive into each of these components a little bit in depth. After we reach the peak, then we're going to start the contraction. This is where activity, demand, profits start to fall and unemployment rise. This is where we're going down. We're going to keep on going down until we reach the trough. This is the low point. We have excess capacity. Companies are cutting costs and jobs. Then from there, we will start to recover. Activity rebounds, demand return, hiring resume, and we go back to the expansion phase. So let's dive into each one separately. Phase 1 and phase 2, expansion and peak. In this phase, what's going to happen is the economic activity and output will start to rise, which is good. The demand will grow. People are working. Sales and corporate profits start to climb. Companies are selling and they're making profit. And as a result, prices will start to go up because we have a growth. People are buying. As people are buying, corporations are producing and they're raising prices because they can do that. There is a demand. So price tend to drift upward. We have mild inflation. Now here at this point, the government don't want the economy to heat up too much. Mild inflation is okay. People are working. Because they are working, they can pay for things. So unemployment falls as firm hire to keep up. That's great. That's the expansionary phase. That phase would lead to the peak. It means the top, and you saw the peak here. So I want you to keep that picture in mind as we go through this. So this is the expansionary phase, and we reach the peak. The peak of the mountain, the top. What happened there? This is the highest point of the activity cycle, and this is where people are going crazy and happy. Profit are at their strongest. Firms hit capacity limit. Firms cannot produce anymore. They might lack resources, they might lack people, they might lack capacity, just they cannot produce anymore. So we have input shortage, and as a result, what we do is we try to hire people at higher wages, and as a result, we charge more. We don't have capacity. We're willing to pay more for the input and to charge more for the output. We are starting to push the cost and prices higher. If you want an example from the real world, the US expansion from 2009 till 2020 was the longest on record as an expansionary phase. Output grew year after year and employment fell to 3.5, while wages and input cost pressure built up as the economy approached its peak in early 2020. So we started in 2009 and was a long expansionary. Think about 11 years of expansionary. Actually, the reason why we hit 2020 because of COVID. Who knows what would have going to happen, but we were starting to reach, everybody was thinking we were reaching the peak. Now, COVID, we reached that peak. At the peak, the economy looks the strongest, yet it's the most strained. So it's really, everybody thinks it's the best time, but once you reach the peak, after the peak, you're starting to go down. Rising cost and shortage are the warning sign of a coming turn. And what's the coming turn? The contraction, which is starting to go down, and the trough. Here, economic activity and output are falling. Simply, people can no longer buy because prices are very high. They will cut back. As they cut back, corporation will have less profit. As they make less profit, they let people go. As they let people go, less people will buy stuff. As less people buy stuff, prices go down. So it feeds each other. So economic activity falls and output falls. Growth slows and turn negatives. Demand shrinks, profit decline. And as a result, if you're letting people go, people are unemployed. If they're unemployed, they cannot buy. If they cannot buy, we have less economic activity. So this is the contraction phase. And this contraction phase would lead to the trough. Think about the winter. This is the lowest point of activity in the cycle. Now, as the cycle happening, you don't know where you are until after the fact. Until you reach the trough and you started to go up, and after you reach the peak and you started to go down, you would know that you were at the peak. But you're looking in the mirror, and when things are happening, we don't know when we reach the peak until after the fact. During the trough, the profit are their weakest because companies cannot charge a lot because they need to sell at reasonable prices because people are not employed, they cannot buy stuff. And many firms could be losing at this stage, losing money. Firms carry heavy excess capacity because they cannot produce. And if they produce it, they cannot sell it. I mean, they may not have the resources, or if they have it, they have excess resources, they cannot utilize it. They have excess resources. They will start to cut costs, lay off people to reduce the workforce, to get leaner, to get started again. And guess what happened after that? You know what's going to happen. We're going to start the expansionary phase again. From the real world example, the 2008-2009, this is during the Great Recession. And if you're not aware of this, this is as a result of the financial crisis. Output and demand fell sharply. Firms slashed costs and jobs, let people go, and unemployment climbed toward 10% before the economy bottomed out around mid-2009, and you know what happened from 2009. From 2009, we recovered, as I showed you, and we had an expansionary phase up until 2020, the longest one actually in history. And how did we do this again? Government intervened, they lowered the interest rate, they dumped money into the economy, they saved the bank, so they got us out of this. So the trough is the bottom, not the end. Once activity stops falling, the next phase is, you guessed it, we start to go up into the recovery. What happened during the recovery? Economic activity start climbing again, demands for goods and services return, the profit will stabilize, companies are making profit, and if they're making profit, what do? They hire people. Employment rises, and when they hire people, what happen? People will buy stuff. As they buy stuff, we have more economic activity. So signals to watch during the recovery: hiring resumes. When you see people are being hired again, the job posting rising, layoff slows down, you know that we are going through a recovery and the demands pick up. Orders and consumer spending climb. How do you know? From business spending, consumer spending, we measure this. And confidence return. People are more confident, they're willing to invest. And as they invest, they expand the economy. As they expand the economy, companies can produce. As they can produce, they can make profit, they can hire people, so on and so forth. So after the 2009 trough, and again in the sharp post-COVID 2021, demand snapped back. This happened after COVID as well. After COVID, once again, the government intervened, dumped money into the economy, and then businesses needed people to work. As people are working, they need to buy stuff. As they need to buy stuff, economic activity picks up. So business reopened and rehired, and profit recovered as activity returned toward the long-term trend. So recovery feeds the next expansion. Remember, after the recovery, we're going back into the expansion, which is why the business cycle keeps on repeating. So let me show you that picture once again. So now you know the specifics of the ups and downs. Notice we start. You can start, if you want to start, you can start from expansionary. We start to expand, we reach the peak, then we start to go down all the way down to the trough, then we start the recovery, then from the recovery we start again through an expansionary phase. Now what do you need to know as a CPA exam, CMA exam candidate, or a student? You need to know what happened during each cycle, what happened to employment, what happened to corporate profit, what happened to economic output, and they go hand in hand. If we have an expansion, unemployment should go down. Why? Because companies are hiring. Economic activity is picking up. We have higher demand. The economy is growing. Let's talk about a recession. What is a recession in this whole business cycle? A recession happens when we have 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. In other words, a recession is a period of negative economic growth, and specifically the way they measure it, they would say look at two consecutive quarters back to back. So quarter 3 and quarter 4. If we have 2 negative falling GDP, we say we are into a recession. The recession happened during a trough, and what would looks like, it looks something like this. What would happen during a trough period? Profits fall. Corporations are not making profit because they cannot charge higher prices. They cannot pass those prices to consumer. And firms slip into losses. They might have excess capacity because if they produce, no one's buying. Resources, including labor, are underutilized. And if they're underutilized, sometimes what they do, they let people go. And if they let people go, it's going to feed back into the less profit, less people buying, so on and so forth, until we reach the bottom. And from the bottom, we start to go up again. But this is what a recession. In 2008, 2009, we call it the Great Recession. We had a deep and prolonged period of unemployment. It was around 10%. Also, in 2020, during the COVID, we have extremely steep but unusually short. So it went down and boom, it went back up really quickly. It was called the V-shape recovery. V-shapes look something like a V. We went down and up very quickly. Depression is a severe recession. It's a long stretch of stagnant activity and very high unemployment. This is where demand steeply is depressed. No one is buying because they don't have money, they're not employed, and firms are running large excess capacity, and many simply go out of business. When you think about recession, you will think about the 1930s recession. Unemployment reached 25% at peak US unemployment. Again, think about depression, 25%, and we said recession was around 10%. So you can see the difference. It's a severe type of recession. We had approximately 10 years of stagnation from the late 1929 into the late 30s. This is called the Great Depression. And we had thousands of bank failure and widespread business closure, unemployment, so on and so forth. So what's the difference between a recession and a depression? It's the intensity. They work in the same direction, but different intensity. A depression is a recession that's deeper, much longer, and far rarer. Depressions are bad, marked by mass unemployment and large-scale business failure. Now, what do you need to know for the exams? Well, you need to know that a recession is 2 consecutive quarters. You need to know this. The peak is the strongest but the most strained point in the business cycle. The trough is the bottom where recovery starts to begin, and this is where you need to be buying stocks, and this is where you need to be selling stocks at the peak if you're talking about stocks. You need to know the order called expansion, peak, contraction, trough, recovery, then the process repeat itself. A depression is a severe and a prolonged recession. Just those are the basic ideas. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from farhatlectures.com. Northbridge Manufacturing reports its strongest quarterly profit in company's history. Its plants are running at full capacity, so we have a lot of profit. Mandatory overtime. The HR team cannot fill open position despite rising wages. Raw material prices are climbing rapidly, and customers are being placed on wait list. Which phase of the business cycle best describe these conditions? So they're describing conditions in a business cycle. What is that? This is the expansionary phase, the peak phase, the recovery phase, the contractionary phase, and you need to know those phases. Okay, let's take a look at expansionary phase. Do you know what happened during the expansionary phase? Well, during the expansionary phase, the demand is rising toward the top, but we did not reach our limit yet. Here it says we are running at full capacity. So the expansionary phase, we still have capacity. We did not reach that extreme constraint of capacity. We don't have labor shortage. So I would say it's not expansionary phase, because expansionary phase is when you are growing. Is this describing the peak of the business cycle? And the answer is yes. This is everything that's in here in this question is describing the highest point of activity where the output profit at their strongest and the economy is most strained. Capacity is maxed out. We don't have people to work. Labor is scarce, and the input is rising. There's a shortage of input, and if you want the input, if you want to get oil, fuel, whatever you are using, coffee beans for your coffee, cost is rising. And as a result, everyone is making profit, but we are reaching the peak. And what's going to happen after the peak? Things will go, this is the peak, and after the peak, things will go down. And are we in the recovery phase? No, the recovery phase starts after we reach the trough, and it will start to recover, the recovery phase. So the answer is B. So you need to be familiar with the business cycles, whether you are a CMA exam candidate, CPA, finance students. Now, if you're taking this question on Farhat Lectures, you could ask the AI to explain the topic, explain the correct and incorrect answer, and create a similar MCQ to test these concepts. The best investment you can make is invest in yourself, invest in your education. Farhat Lectures can help. Stay safe and God bless.